All right. Good morning. All right. Let's see. It is 7:20 in the morning. Good morning. I would like you to think that I'm an early riser, but I'm not. I'm actually here to talk about my sleep disorder, kind of give you a background or to get an introduction. I woke up on Thursday at around 5 p.m. and it's now Friday, 7:20 in the morning, and I'm not going to go to bed until about 4 or 5 p.m. tonight. And actually that's pretty good. Usually I end up staying up longer than 24 hours because what I'm doing is I'm actually trying to correct a sleep cycle that happens to me daily. So what I have is called Non-24. And basically that means that I have more than a 24-hour day. So if you've ever thought, I wish I had more hours in the day, I'm here to tell you that no, you don't. And so basically that means that every day, my bedtime, when I actually am able to go to sleep, gets pushed back about an hour to 2 hours. And this happens every single day. So let's say on one day, I'm going to bed at a normal time, say 10 p.m. I'll have a normal day. I go to work. I, do errands and have free time, all that good stuff. But instead of going to bed again at 10, I'll be going to bed at either 11 or 12. And this will happen every day. So basically you end up going all around the clock. And you can imagine that once you start waking up at, say, 3 p.m. and you have to go to work, how do you have a normal life like that? And from my experience, I try not to let myself circle completely. That is what is called free running, when you just let your body do what it normally wants to do, which is to go back an hour every single night. I would love to do that, but I can't find a way to make money, to find employment where, they'll ask you, well, what time can you come in on this day? Well, I don't know. It depends on when I went to bed. And for part of the week, or maybe even a whole week, I actually won't be able to come into work because I'll only be awake in the middle of the night. And so you can imagine how this would be a problem. So to avoid that, what I do is once I'm going to bed later and later and later, once I hit 6 or 7 or even 8 a.m. in the morning where I'm going to bed, I will do what I'm doing right now, which is what I call resetting. And so that's when I will stay up and force myself to stay up until it's actually a normal time to go to bed. And then I'm back to normal. The only problem with this is it doesn't actually stop this cycle of going around the clock. And I've been dealing with this since I was about 21 or 22 years old. So about 8 years now. And it's been really, really hard. I've taken night jobs where that kind of worked for me because I would use my night schedule to kind of shift a little naturally. It still wasn't perfect, but it was something that kind of kept me sane. Nights worked. Anytime I had to do anything in the morning, it just kills me. So let me back up and talk a little bit about my childhood and how I developed Non-24. So ever since I was a little kid, and as far back as I can remember, I've always struggled with going to bed on time. And just having insomnia. Even when I was in elementary school, it was hard to wake up in the morning. I was very lucky to live like 5 minutes away from my elementary school. And I remember feeling so weird and different for wanting to sleep in and miss the bus and have my mom drive me to school so that I can sleep up until the absolute last minute of when I'd have to go to school. And nothing's really changed about that. If I have to be somewhere early in the morning, I will be sleeping up until I have to go. Or I will be late for wherever I'm going. I cannot go, I can't get up early. And what I believe this is called delayed sleep phase disorder. And that basically means that I'm a night owl. You've probably heard that term, night owl. But that means that my body my circadian rhythm is oriented in such a way where it doesn't feel natural for me to be able to go to bed early, have a 9 or 10 p.m. bedtime. I would do better if I had a 2 or 3 a.m. bedtime and I got up later, late morning or early afternoon. Because the other problem that I have is I have to sleep a lot longer than most people. Sometimes I have to go to work on 6 hours, and this happens to a lot of people. You probably go to work on less sometimes. But I need anywhere from 10 to 12 hours to actually feel like my brain is functioning okay, to feel rested. And, that's always been something I've struggled with, because people associate you as a lazy person because you need more sleep. And so I try not to tell people how long I need to sleep, because if you tell somebody you got 10 to 12 hours of sleep, they're like, oh, you're so lucky. And it's great to be able to get the amount of sleep that you actually need in a night, but sometimes that's hard to come by. But anyway, so I believe before I developed Non-24, I have always had delayed sleep phase disorder. And when I was about 22, I lost my first real job. And that was, I took that real hard. And I was at home, and I would just stay up because I had nothing to do. I got very, very, very depressed. And got to a point in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life anymore. I wasn't able to go to college. I just had to leave college because it was unaffordable. And because I couldn't pay the college, my transcript was on hold, so continuing college would mean starting over, and I didn't want to do that. So I felt like I was in this limbo in my life. And the depression, I think that all sort of kind of led to the Non-24. I would just stay up because it was nice to have the night to myself. And I just found myself staying up later and later and later. And then I would notice, hey, it's getting light outside. This is bad. I need to go back to a normal schedule. And I would do what I'm doing right now to stay up. And I believe doing that over and over again during that time is what caused my Non-24. So, ever since then, I've been trying to learn how to adapt, how to make school work, how to make, getting a paycheck work. I've tried different things. I know early mornings really don't work for me, which is really tough because I just got a new job where I will be going in very early. But I'll get to that in a second. So, because this has been such a struggle in my life, I've been wanting to find out what is this that I have going on with me. This feels like something more than just insomnia. So I decided I finally need to do something about it. So I did more research, and I'll put a link in the description of the video of the website that I found really, really helpful for Non-24. Sorry, the sun is super bad. So, using that website, it has a tool where it says find a doctor. And I went to my state, and I found 3 doctors that I guess specialize in Non-24. And that's how I came across my current doctor. So anyway, I tell her my symptoms, and at first she's telling me it sounds like irregular sleep disorder, which is definitely not what I have. But she sends me home with a sleep diary and a watch that gives you an actigraph. And I had to wear it for 2 weeks, and I had to keep a sleep diary for 2 weeks. And I had to miss 2 weeks of work so that I could free run. Again, that's letting your body go to sleep when it wants to go to sleep. So letting yourself cycle all the way around the clock. And so for 2 weeks, I free ran, and I recorded my sleep journal. I wore my watch to sleep, and I turned it in, and it took a while to get a response. And she called me, and she said, let's get in a Zoom meeting. And she told me, yeah, you have Non-24. And so that was kind of incredible to hear. For the first time, somebody, a medical professional, is validating a medical concern that I've had all kinds of anxieties about, worries about. And she said, yeah, you're right. Go figure. You knew what was wrong with your body. And so she's prescribed a treatment where we're going to try to entrain me to a normal sleep cycle. And while I'm going to give this a try, I don't have any high hopes for it. What I'll be doing basically is I'll have to stick to a bedtime as best as I can, which, is easier said than done. And I have to wake up at the same time every morning. I have to use a light box for 30 minutes in the morning before I do anything. So that'll be hard for me because, like I said before, I get up and I go. I don't get up and drink coffee or tea or check my phone or emails or social media. I get up and I'm gone. So now I'll have to get used to this new kind of schedule where I wake up and I'm sitting in front of this incredibly bright light. And I guess the good thing is during the day I'll be outside all day for this job that I have. And she says that that'll be good for me because, nothing's better than the sun to kind of help tell the receptors in your brain and your eye to stop secreting melatonin. Of course, I'm out here in the sun right now, looking in the sun. I can tell you I'm super tired. The sun's not helping. And so we'll give that a try. I'll be out all day hiking around. It's a very physical job, so hopefully that'll just wear me out and it'll make it a little bit easier. Because in high school I actually was able to adhere to a bedtime. But that was, of course, before Non-24. So I have some hopes for it. It's just the early morning thing is what kills me because my body does not want to be an early bird. I'm a night owl. The thing that'll be challenging is after about 7:30 or 8 p.m. I have to kind of retreat from any light. I need to keep all the lights in my house dim, and avoid screens as much as I can. So I'm supposed to do this for 3 months, and we'll see how that works, how long this lasts. I'm going to try it. I'm not super optimistic about it, but this is where I am right now. And I do want to keep doing vlogs like this. I like to do these outdoor things, kind of like a follow me. Let's go outside, let's go find somewhere pretty to shoot. There we have Mount Evans Scenic Highway up there. Nice and pretty to look at in the morning. But anyway, I'd like to do this where I kind of vlog about my Non-24 and my journey. Anyway, so whether it's noon or midnight, whether you just got up or you're just going to sleep, good morning and good night.